what's up, hello, my name is Emma, and today I am doing an unhaul. As many of you know, I have recently started grad school, and let me tell you, the stress has hit. I was basically working on one of my final papers the other night when I just literally snapped. All of a sudden, my mind just flipped this switch, and for some reason, I was like, I cannot finish this paper until I unhaul some books. So yeah, I just had this grandiose moment of clarity where I really took a look at myself and my bookshelves and was like, there are too many books here that I either didn't like and will never read, therefore I have no reason to keep, or I am never going to touch and I should just get rid of them and clear my mind. I've done one unhaul on my channel before. I did the book unhaul challenge that was created by Books and Lala. If you want to check that out, I will leave a link below. But today I'm just going to be talking about some of the books that I decided to pull off of my shelves in this very hectic moment I had, and why I'm getting rid of them. So the first is The Mystery of 3/4 by Sophie Hannah. This was sent to me unsolicited by the publisher, and I really don't know why. I don't fully understand this book. Like, Agatha Christie is the big name that is on the cover, but it's obviously not written by Agatha Christie. It's written by someone and like authorized by her estate, and I just don't get it. Honestly, I've been keeping it because it's related to Agatha Christie, and I'm like, maybe I should try and seem more cultured, but like, it's not even an Agatha Christie book, so I don't know why I've been keeping it for this long, but it is time to unhaul. The next book I am unhauling is Hotel Ruby by Suzanne Young. This is a book I read many a year ago. I think I picked it up for one of like the 2015 biannual bibliothons, and I was really excited for it because Suzanne Young is the author of the program series, which I was just so in love with at the time. It's basically about this girl whose family goes to a hotel to stay the night, but the hotel is like really peculiar and bizarre things keep happening, and it's sort of like supernatural, but it's also like a mystery thriller, but also not. I would say from what I remember of this book, I enjoyed it. I'm pretty sure I gave it a 3-star rating on Goodreads, but like honestly, I don't remember anything about this book. It was very forgettable. I do not think I would like it if I read it now, and I have absolutely no plans to read it in the future, so I have no reason to keep it. The next book I am unhauling is The Creeping by Alexandra Sirowy. I got this book out of a book subscription service that was sent to me for review, and I've held onto it all these years because it still sounds interesting to me. Like, when I was going through this very spur of the moment impulsive unhaul, I was like, do I really want to get rid of it? It's all about these two girls where 11 years ago they both disappeared and only one of them came back, and I'm pretty sure it's the story of the one who survived going back and figuring out what happened to the other girl. It sounds compelling. It sounds like something I would read, but I have so many more books to read, and the likelihood of me getting to this one is so astronomically low. I'm definitely intrigued, but not enough to move it up on my TBR, and I have a feeling that if I donate it, someone else will get more use out of it than myself. Next book I am unhauling is Let's Talk About Love by Claire Kann. This is a book I actually read earlier this year, and unfortunately I had way higher expectations for what I was given. I was excited for it because it follows an incredibly diverse main character. She is Black, biromantic, and asexual, and she's a Japanese love interest, and it's just all about the main character navigating this weird world of dating while being asexual. She was also dealing with some issues of family and not knowing her path, and it just like all sounded great. The writing was not good in my opinion. It was one of those situations where I felt like the author was trying too hard to let me know that the main character is quirky without actually allowing the main character to be quirky. There were so many parentheses. I don't know why I'm so stuck on this, but I swear I read this book on ebook, and almost every single ebook page had at least one set of parentheses. I don't need that many parentheses. It was frustrating, and on top of that, the plot really didn't deliver. So I felt this book had a ton of potential, and I wouldn't say I'm necessarily mad I read it. I'm just not pleased. And if I'm being honest, I need so much more space on my LGBTQ+ read shelf. I don't need to fill it with books I did not enjoy, even if it had good representation. Next book I am unhauling is Royce Rolls by Margaret Stohl. Now, I'm pretty sure I got this book because I agreed to make an Instagram post for the publisher, which I actually really loved the Instagram photo I took for this book. And I thought this book would just be one of those fun, lighthearted, trashy YA contemporaries, which you guys know that I love to read in moderation. It's all about this girl who comes from this sort of like Kardashian family where they have their reality show and the family itself is just really, really famous, but the main character absolutely hates it. And so she's really excited because the show is being canceled and she feels like she can finally go back to having a normal life, but things happen and you know how books go. Similar to The Creeping, I've had this book on my shelf for a very long time, and again, I wasn't sure if I really wanted to unhaul it, but I just probably will never get to it. This is me also judging the book by its cover, but it just doesn't seem like it's going to be a very fulfilling read for me. Like, while I can get a ton of enjoyment out of reading books that may not have the best writing or the best development, but the plot is still fun, like I like books like that, I feel like this might teeter over into a bit of an extreme where I wouldn't enjoy it as much anymore. So I'm unhauling it. There are a handful of unread books that I'm unhauling that I am sad to let go because I have wanted to read them for years, but being self-aware and reflecting on the realism of getting through my TBR, I just probably won't get to them, and I don't think I'll be sad about the fact that I won't have read them. The next books I am unhauling are the same book but different editions, and that is The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. I actually have 3 copies of The Hazelwood. I have the normal edition, I have the Owl Crate exclusive edition, and the Fairy Loot exclusive edition. And I personally did not love The Hazelwood. It was like an okay book. I didn't dislike it, and I've just been realizing there is just no point in me keeping 3 copies of a book I didn't really love. Basically, I really liked the first half of this book, but the second half just like went away from paranormal and unique to a place that was just like strange and bizarre and nonsensical and not enjoyable to read. It had its perks, it had its flaws, just like any book, but I just like don't need 3 copies. Like, I'm very aware of the fact that I do not need 3 copies, so I'm gonna get rid of these 2 and other people can enjoy having an exclusive cover that I don't really need. Next, I have 4 books out of a series that I almost unhauled in the Book Unhaul Challenge and put it off, but it is time for them to go. And that is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, books 1 through 4 in the gorgeous UK edition. Let me be clear that I do still have another entire set of the Throne of Glass series, excluding the last 2 books that have been published, so I really do not need these. I've told my Throne of Glass story many a times on this channel. I read it in 2014, liked the first 2 books, couldn't get past book 3, tried rereading them again in I think 2016 or 2017, also could not get past book 3, and just I feel like every day I'm getting closer and closer to the point where I will say I will never finish the Throne of Glass series. I would like to because I know so many people love it and it's like a really big deal to a lot of people, but I just like don't care about it. I've had all of this knowledge for a very long time. The main reason I was keeping this specific set of Throne of Glass is because, number 1, it's the gorgeous UK edition. I think these covers are so pretty and I adore them. And number 2, they're all signed and personalized, so I just felt like it would be a waste getting rid of these books. But at the end of the day, I have a full, almost completed set of the Throne of Glass series that are also signed and personalized. I really don't need these. The next book I am unhauling is Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella. This is another book I also read earlier this year. I listened to it on audiobook and I was once again underwhelmed. I was really excited for this book because it is one of the few YA stories that focus specifically on social anxiety, and that was really appealing to me as someone who loves reading YA mental health fiction, but the story of Finding Audrey just really fell flat for me. I did like the representation and there were things in this story that I could relate to, so it's not like it was a completely worthless reading experience, but it was like everyone except Audrey was super one-dimensional and stereotypical. They didn't have a lot of development and there was just like no plot basically. This whole book was like hyping up this one big reveal that like never really came or got explained, and it just didn't have a lot of substance to it, which was really disappointing. I don't think it's a terrible book, but I'm never going to reread it, and I also need more space on my mental health fiction shelf that I will reserve for books that I really, really love about those topics, not ones that I didn't personally really care for. Next book I am unhauling is Every Day by David Levithan. This is a really easy one to talk about because I read the first 70 pages of it because I was doing red carpet interviews for the cast of Every Day, which was really, really exciting. So I read the first 70 pages before the event and I was like hoping to finish it, but I ended up watching the movie and I knew the ending, and just finishing it did not seem important anymore. What I read of it was okay. It's not like it was absolutely terrible. I know what happens in the story and I have no motivation to finish it, and I just don't need it taking up space on my shelves. And so the final 5 books on this haul are all from a book subscription service called Book of the Month. Now, I really like Book of the Month Club. They are very affordable and they have a really diverse range of books that they offer through their subscription service. But when I first started working with them, every single month I had to choose 3 of the choices. I didn't get to choose just 1 or 2, like the only option was 3. So I was left with a lot of books that I picked because they were sort of in line with what I was reading, but they weren't books that I was like super excited for. And I need to get rid of them. I need the space. The first is The Perfect Mother by Amy Malloy. This is apparently about a group of new mothers living in Brooklyn, and one of their babies go missing, and then just a bunch of different secrets and stuff are revealed, and essentially, with all of these, I have so many war thrillers to read that I just don't need these on my TBR. The next is Still Lives by Maria Hummel. This book actually has a very intriguing concept. It follows a main character who is an artist that depicts herself as famous murdered women, and that sounds so fascinating to me. Like, I would love to go to like an art exhibit that has something to do with that, or maybe like watch a movie about it, but to invest the time in reading a book that also delves into like a mystery thriller plotline, I'm just not that interested at the moment. Next book I'm unhauling is Lies She Told by Kate Houlihan. This book is about a writer who's like not super happy with her life at the moment, and her husband is distracted because his best friend has disappeared, and so she starts writing a new book, and like I think that the book sort of like starts to mirror her own life, and I don't really know what this book is about, okay? That's why I'm getting rid of it. Next book I am unhauling is The Lies We Told by Camilla Way. No shade, but adult thriller novels have the most generic titles. The main reason I'm unhauling this is because when I was going through my stack of books that I could potentially unhaul, I reread the synopsis of this and I was like, The main character's daughter is described as having a lack of emotion, disturbing behavior, delight in hurting others. Sometimes the mother is scared of her and what she could be capable of. Admittedly, judging this book by the synopsis, it sounds like it deals with some sort of mental health issue, and I've been so let down by representation of mental health in psychological thrillers that I just don't want to open myself up to anymore. And even if that's not the case with this book, like I don't think I will be upset about the fact that I won't read it. And the final book was actually not sent to me by Book of the Month Club. I was incorrect. It was sent to me by a publisher unsolicited, and that is It All Falls Down by Sheena Kamal. The reason I'm unhauling this is because every single time I look at this book and I'm like, do I want to keep it? I start to read the synopsis and I just get bored and I don't finish it. So I don't think that bodes well for me actually reading and finishing this book. I'm just not gonna waste my time on something that has no interest to me, and I'm gonna unhaul it. So that concludes my most recent unhaul. My plan for these books is I think I really want to try and donate the young adult books to my high school's library, because I've donated so many books to my public library over the years, and I feel like there is a severe lack of YA fiction in high school libraries for teens to actually read. So I would really love to contribute to that. Otherwise, I'll probably donate them to my library. In the comments below, let me know if you have any thoughts on books that I have unhauled in this video. Do not try and change my mind because they are long gone by the time you are watching this video. But that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon for a new video. Bye!